Hi. So it's story time. I'm gonna tell you my very interesting and scary and traumatic work experience that I had abroad. So I was 24 years old. I was studying tourism, and we had to go and do a 6-month internship. Of course, me had to do everything the hard way. I wanted to go abroad for my internship. Most of the people, they went, in my country to do it. But I wanted to go abroad. So I wanted to go to Spain or Brussels. Now this was August 2012. I remember this because Expendables 2 came out that summer. And I saw the movie 2 times because Jean-Claude Van Damme was in that movie. So I remember that. It was a great summer in my opinion. So I went to Brussels, the home of Jean-Claude Van Damme. I had no idea what I signed up for because I have no experience in office work. So my first day in Brussels travel agency. This was a very small travel agency. There were 3 people plus me and other guy who did also internship, Swedish guy named Victor. So it was very small. It was 2 rooms, the workers and us guys, 2 guys, me and that Victor. The main job was to handle business reservations, like politicians, for example. It was a work that had to be very precise. You had to have focus. First day was very stressful. So many things to remember, so many things, so much information on the first day. To me it was a nightmare. So many small things to remember. I was like writing notes all the time. And the worst thing about this everything was my supervisor. She was a woman in her late 30s, early 40s. She looked like the actresses Toni Collette and Vera Farmiga, mix of those 2 actresses. And she had a very nasty temper like Klaus Kinski.
Yeah. Idiot, start her film og cigaretter, pitler,
I mean, to me, she was psychotic. A real dictator. The problem started on my first day. She was a very mean lady. She was shouting, she was telling me to learn faster. I had never worked in office work before, so it was for me a very new experience. Sitting on a computer and doing reservations and everything. The biggest problem that I always had was lack of focus. It was almost impossible sometimes to focus, and you had to focus on so many things, and if you do a mistake, it could cost the company thousands of euros. So it was very stressful. Had to check everything. I had to do triple checks because I was so paranoid of doing a mistake. The pace was very fast. At that stage of my learning experience, it was very fast. And my supervisor, she had a thing for me. She really had, some kind of like a vengeance or something. Once I remember I wrote a customer back and she did not like my reply that I wrote the customer. It was like 1 sentence. So she shouted at me very, very loud. Not very pleasant experience. Once I was all alone in the office. It was a holiday and she came to the office and she started like screaming in another room like, I hate you, man. I hate you, everybody. And of course I was the only guy in the office, so the outburst was for me. Then 2 hours later, she comes to my room and starts hugging me and crying, like saying she's sorry. Sometimes we were working alone. Sometimes she would come to the office and start giving me a shoulder massage, which was very weird. Then she would take me out for a wine. Very weird. She would like talk to me, vent all her problems and everything. It was really weird experience because my supervisor was like taking me out for a wine. First she was screaming at me, shouting at me, Then she was taking me out for a wine, giving me like shoulder massages. So it was very like, I was very confused, like what the hell is going on here. Even the Swedish guy I was working with, he was asking me like, what the hell is going on? Like my teacher would send me email, okay Patrick, how is it going? I'm like, yes, it's going okay. It's going okay, not bad. Because I didn't want to cause any trouble. I didn't want to quit. I had this headspace that I need to do this no matter what. If I had to suffer this 6 months, I'm gonna suffer, but I had to like, I didn't want to, change places, this created so much stress for me that, I started partying really hard on the weekends. Because I would just had so much, like bad emotions inside me, so much stress. I just had to I went all out on partying. I partied really hard. Like now I think about it, just it was it was crazy. I did some really hard partying. It's amazing that I even remember some of those parties. Really hard. It was a really stressful experience for me. I even started smoking again. Eventually I got pretty good at my work. I even managed to do some multitasking at times. I still had problems with my focus, and my executive function was not always great. So for me it was very hard to work in that kind of environment. It's like very fast-paced office type, lots of things to remember. It was for me exhausting. My boss said that I was a very good worker. I was very eager, excited, but lack of focus, that was my big problem. My boss was pleased in the end, and she wrote me a very good letter to my school and to my future employers. And the biggest plus is that I saw Jean-Claude Van Damme in live when he had his statue created. So I went to see, and I saw Jean-Claude Van Damme. Not very close, but I saw him far away. So it was a very good memory, seeing Jean-Claude Van Damme live. So looking back, it was a very interesting experience. Would I want to relive it? No. But it was definitely a very memorable experience. Very, you could say it was like a horror story for me. Because those 6 months, it was very like this. But I did it, and I got my papers, and I didn't die. I'm alive. So, have you had any kind of experience like me? Any bad workplace situations? Let me know in the comment section. I will talk to you next time. Take care and bye.